Hi, my name is Sonia Dreisler. I am a subject matter expert in ESG, SRI, and sustainable investing. And today I'm talking with Gabe Rissman of Your Stake. We're working together on a project about ESG data.
Thank you, Sonia. I'm Gabe. I'm the co-founder and president of Your Stake, and really excited to be talking with you today.
What is the most meaningful part of ESG and sustainable investing to you personally?
I was brought in actually by my co-founder, Patrick. I was recruited to join the fossil fuel divestment movement at Yale University, and we ended up co-leading the fossil fuel divestment movement, realizing the power that finance has to create positive change in the world. And this was in 2012 when it was pretty nascent. I think that the fossil fuel divestment movement has been very catalytic in catapulting ESG in general. Whereas SRI and ESG has been around for such a long time, the divestment movement has really increased the profile and accelerated the adoption of ESG. And in addition to working on fossil fuel divestment, Patrick and I realized the power of sustainable investing in general. So we dove in, we were students, so we had to do an academic literature review of the best ways to create impact in impact investing. And we had to analyze the field and realize what the challenges were and what was missing. And we were also able to manage about $100,000 of the school's endowment as part of our student-run investment fund, and explored shareholder engagement and proxy voting as well. So actually, when I was a student, I co-filed a shareholder resolution with Exxon on their climate lobbying, and went to Texas and presented this resolution in front of Rex Tillerson, who was the CEO at the time. So all of that exploration led us to start building the Your Stake database, building this repertoire and understanding of what the challenges were and what was missing and what's needed to create impact. And there were two primary things. The first is trust in ESG. And that's what we really like to cover and hammer home, is this data is really crucial to be able to provide transparent information on helping people align their values with their investments, or align their investments with their values. And providing this data allows for actionable opportunities for people to invest more in what they believe in. And we're now actually seeing, and there are a few examples that didn't even exist last year, of shareholder pressure and ESG investors acting like the majority instead of the minority, and companies listening.
Yeah.
The Deliveroo IPO is a great example, where it tanked and crashed and burned because they couldn't get institutional investors on board because of issues with worker treatment. So that's part one, is just providing this data and making it transparent allows people to take action. And part two is realizing how important shareholder engagement is, and how it has, again, when ESG was the minority, it had a huge record of success. And now that ESG is becoming more prominent, there's so much power for shareholders and investors to band together and essentially encourage companies and push them to change their practices and policies in a positive direction at the level of the whole economy, because investors are not just focused on a single company, but they can address issues at scale. And Your Stake is very focused, obviously, on this issue because we think it's such a great way of creating change. We always provide stories and highlights of shareholder engagement, help people find the funds and fund managers that are doing the best work on shareholder engagement, and see that becoming increasingly part of what we do and just what ESG and sustainable investing means going forwards.